Well, Lisa, here we are
That's
in your
been good
sunroom.
fun. It's been good fun, hasn't it?
Yes. Do you want to tell us a wee bit about what you've been up to today?
Well, we are building a beautiful online program for couples. We're calling it Revive. And yeah, I'm so excited. People tell me all the time, I'd love my partner to come to a session. I'd love my partner. So here we are. We've built it.
So what could people expect then from this course?
So we're going to talk about 4 C's: confidence, communication, conflict, and connection. So these are the real things that I see coming up in relationships when I talk to couples. I'm going to work on that in this wee course.
So when you say online course, what way does that work?
Well, it's going to be videos and then a little bit of homework and then a video and a little bit of homework and a video and a little bit of homework. And then it's going to be yours, whoever's, forever. Keep it their whole lives. And they can pause it, they can stop it, they can do the whole thing in every day, or they can do one little bit once a week, make it into a date night. So
Nice.
exciting.
So tell me a wee bit about who would benefit from this course. So who did you build this course? Like, who did you have in mind when you were creating this?
Well, I'm about to sound like an absolute narcissist, but I built it for me.
Okay.
I tried to think, okay, when we were where we were, loved each other dearly, but I got ourselves lost in the weeds. We just got ourselves in the stage where we were just arguing about the same thing over and over again, discussing the same thing over and over again. Life had just got really heavy. So I built it for people who love each other, but they just want the tips and tools to make things even better.
Cool. So, you know the way, I'm guessing a lot of people, when they're kind of in relationships, they maybe just get on with it, go with the flow. Sometimes maybe wait till it's too late, and then start trying to figure this all out. Like, is there kind of a point that you reach, I know it might be different, but is there kind of telltale signs where you kind of think, right, we need to do the work now?
Well, if you're arguing about the same thing over and over again, but you're just never getting there, or you're then decided that you're just not going to discuss it anymore because you're never getting anywhere. It's that repeating and repeating, expecting a different outcome, but not doing anything different about it. That sort of thing. I always say to couples, don't wait till the wheels fall off. When you see that little bit that you're just not the way you were, that things just weren't the way, maybe your sex life isn't just the way it was, maybe your communication's not the way it was, maybe you're starting to take each other for granted. Come, do the course, do something at that stage. Don't wait till the wheels fall off.
Yeah, good advice. So you mentioned the S word there, that people kind of cringe a wee bit about.
All the sexy.
So is that kind of, if someone was maybe having issues in their relationship in terms of like not being intimate, not having the sex, or maybe having it but not frequently enough, so is this something then that could kind of help them? Is that kind of geared towards that kind of problem as well?
So we have a module on sex and intimacy and how important it is and how it just doesn't happen organically. And if it has stopped, it's not just going to come back organically. Just like anything else, we have to do the work. We have to maybe do the 6-second kissing every day, maybe go and do the 21-day challenge, which is doing something intimate with your person every day for 21 days. We talk more about this in the course, obviously. I give more detail in the course. Sex and intimacy is the glue to healthy relationships, the absolute glue to healthy relationships. Otherwise, you're roommates, and it is not going to come back organically.
So basically they have to do the work. So don't wait around and hope that it turns around itself.
No. Don't wait around to think, oh, you know what, we'll be out some night, we'll have a few drinks, it's just going to happen. And if it does, it'll not sustain. It might just happen that once, but there's no discussion about why it stopped, how to get it back, all those sorts of things. And communication is the cornerstone of a great sex life.
Well, that's funny because I'm actually just thinking about trying to say to somebody those words. Let's talk about our sexual relationship. Let's talk about what we should be doing differently. To me, it always just seems like something that should just happen. And I'm sure you find that a lot, people going...
A really simple thing to say. It's vulnerable, but it's really simple. I miss you. Yeah. I miss us. I miss our sex life. I miss connecting with you. It's a really, really vulnerable thing to say, but it can really start the ball rolling. Yeah. Really start the ball rolling. And remember, all the good stuff happens in vulnerability. Vulnerability is really, really, really scary. Initiating sex, initiating it, really scary. But vulnerability is where all the good stuff happens.
Okay, so this course is going to teach us how to be vulnerable, say the words.
Make us a little bit more confident.
Yeah.
And that also helps us be more vulnerable. And knowing our needs, saying it. This is a need. I coach couples sometimes and they'll be like, I didn't realize how much I needed sex and intimacy. And I'm like, it's a human need. We need connection, touch, love, sex, intimacy. These are our human needs.
Yeah. See, it makes sense when you talk about it and explain it, but it's a lot of the time, I'm guessing, you don't really think about your relationship in that way, do you?
But you're in relationship to have some of your human needs met. You're only going to have them met in relationship. All of your human needs are not going to be met by yourself. Now, there's people who choose to be single, but they have friends, they have family. But one of our human needs, we are sexual beings. It's a human need.
Okay, I think we've talked enough about sex now. What about that 6-second kiss you were talking about? That sounds a bit more comfortable. What's that?
So everybody should be kissing their partner every day for 6 seconds. We get a little drip of dopamine, we get a little drip of serotonin from that. It keeps that connection. And that's the thing, sometimes I say to couples, when did you last hold hands? 2 months ago. When did you last kiss? 3 months ago. Now, how do you get back to a full sex life when you haven't kissed your person for 3 months?
Yeah.
You know? So if we can make these things a habit, it's much more healthy.
Okay, so it sounds like there's lots to cover. Mm-hmm. For you, when you think about like your experience, obviously coaching couples every week, every day, is there any kind of one big issue that always, or reoccurring issue that always jumps out? And can you share that and kind of help save all our relationships today?
All today. I'll save them all today. People sometimes come on calls and they say we need to learn how to communicate, which actually means they're doing terrible conflict. So healthy conflict, keeping connection during conflict. Because what happens when we have unhealthy conflict? It affects our sex life and our intimacy and our connection. So if we can have healthy conflict, it helps all these other things. And resentment is the biggest killer of libido in women. So when we're not having healthy conflict, when we're never getting to the bottom of things, when we're not feeling heard, when maybe we're getting a sorry, but we're not getting accountability, 2 different things, that's going to build up resentment. So healthy conflict, saying things like, I feel, a situation happened and I feel, not you did this to me and you did that and you did this and you let me down and you. That situation happened and I felt let down. The situation happened, I felt sad, I felt undermined. And your person's only job, it's not to fix, it's not to defend, it's to say, I'm sorry. It didn't want to make you feel like that at all. I'm sorry.
Okay, good advice. Do you find that people, whenever they kind of reach out and chat with you or go through the sessions with you, do you find then that they're kind of immediately able to like identify kind of behaviours or traits that they can then work on immediately? Or is it kind of one of those things that takes a while to, you know?
If their individual cups are full, we can identify things very quickly and we can shift things very quickly. But if your personal cup is sitting very low, so 1's the worst you've ever felt, 10's the best you've ever felt, if your personal cup is sitting at a 2 or 3 or 4, very difficult to make changes. We have to get our own cup really filled up to have the energy and the resolve to want to change things. But when our own internal cup is low, that's where it can take a little bit longer. And sometimes then I need to do one-to-one sessions with people to get that up and going before we come back to the couple sessions.
Okay, makes sense. And before we go, I wonder if there was one bit of advice that you could give to everyone out there in relationships right now, what would it be?
Love is not enough.
Okay.
I would love it if love was enough. But we need the tips and tools. We need to educate ourselves on how to have healthy relationships. Take away the shame and guilt. There is no shame and guilt on educating ourselves. Take away the shame and guilt. Educate yourself on how to have a great relationship.
Sounds good. And it sounds like your course might be there. That might be a way in which people can learn and
Revive.
yeah.
So when is the course going to be ready, Sharon?
I was going to ask you that, and I know you're going to push it back to me. So I don't know. What are we in now? It's the end of March.
March.
I say we should push for May. I don't think we should do it sooner.
So, watch out. Here it comes.
Yeah. Well,
Here it comes.
I must say congratulations, because it was there in the background, listening to it all, took it all on board. There's definitely lots to learn from it. So thanks for letting us be a part of it.
No, thank you so much. In my little sunroom, sessions in my sunroom,
Where
Sharon.
it's really hot.
It's roasting.
But
Thank you, Sarah Jean.
Thanks, Sarah Jean.